kind of the hard support that you would expect. The point is, the man does his job.
Definitely so. Let's see which map we're going to be playing on then. Hey, you got to do it. You got to pull it off, Gio. That's how it is, right? It do be like that, as I would say.
I try.
Villa is in Giants, banning Cafe Dostoevsky. Again, lobbies set pretty much. James, do you feel this is the right decision for Giants?
I don't know which team is the right decision for. I think it's a good choice for both. Both teams really strong on this map. Giants beat Norengo last week, but it was a tough game, 12 rounds. Cyclops, though, they destroyed Fnatic last week, actually earlier this week, 7-2. So I think this is just going to be a great showcase for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, that was my point. Cyclops destroyed Fnatic. There's not really much more you can say. It was a 7-2. They looked pretty dominating. Good luck, Giants.
James just taking away all those points, all the things Gio wants to talk about. What is happening here? It's like everybody's on the same brainwave. Disgusting. Let's move it over, though, to our casters. It's Captain Fluke for Giants versus Cyclops. All yours.
For some reason, every single time a game gets tossed to us, it's either Oregon or Villa. So at this point, I think we can call ourselves the experts of these two maps, can't we?
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to call myself an expert on anything. Hey, Giants, 51-49 split.
Ooh, that is a close split.
That's spicy. This early in the afternoon.
Very spicy.
What time is it over in APAC?
It's oh, in APAC. It's probably midnight now.
1 a.m. says Dev Martyr, the little Dev Martyr I keep on my desk. Thank you, tiny bobblehead Dev.
Is he like a little bobblehead? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, same brain waves here.
Siege collectibles, they're pretty good. They've actually expanded into cast the bobbleheads now, so I'm selling them though. You have to come directly to me. Giants versus Cyclops, back on Villa. Cyclops starting with defense. Now, the last 3 times these two teams have met, it's been all Giants. 7-3 on Cafe, 8-7, and 7-5 on Club apiece. They currently hold a pretty good hold on how to keep a hold of Cyclops.
Well, they've played a couple of times. Sometimes it goes the wrong way around. But Giants are looking to make sure that they continue their unbeaten, well, no longer unbeaten though, streak. As, well, I mean, they're pretty much secured for the finals. They're pretty much secured for the major. So you would be asking, what is still to play for here? And I have the answer for you. It is, of course, the Pride. Yes, they are currently on like 7-0, I believe, this phase. They only lost 1 game so far, and that is quite a good record. But they will remain that team to be beaten. Like you can basically compare it a little bit to Rogue, for example. Not now because they're on a 10 lose streak, but you know, back when they were still in form and when they were basically winning every single online match ever, they would be a team to beat at that point in time. And I think Giants is like the same right now.
There's a little bit of family drama in the chat. Not in the
What's happening?
literal sense. Hysterics and Black Ray. Hysterics said, long time no see Black Ray, and Black Ray responded with, who asked? And has broken Hysterics' heart. You guys saw it all first. They were bros.
I mean, it's the mental warfare. You know, like sometimes brothers will fight. And that's exactly what will happen here.
Friendship with Black Ray ended. Now Villa is my new friend. AVG. We'll start ourselves off with a quick swap from Clash to the Mozzie. 2 distinct different playstyles, and has forced, a shield out from the hands of the IQ instead. Well, if you're looking at 2 operators that could counterbalance each other, well, you've forced the play. Okay, they've pulled off the IQ and gone for something where those Mozzie drones might be harder to find and easier to catch. But now you've got to stop a Monty. You've got to stop a Monty in the hands of Luna. And you've only really got the Legion to do that with outside of gun skill and C4s. No smoke. He has the ability to push them back. He's obviously off the board. No cap cans, no other trap operators are in lieu. It's down to just you and the 3 C4s you're carrying.
Like how I said the last time we saw Giants play, like, yes, maybe they'll leave up the Monty, but probably it's not going to get played by Lunar. And, I mean, back then he got left open and he did not play it. But now we see it coming out from the get-go. And why may that be? Do you have any idea why they would play it now against Cyclops and not play it last time around when they had the opportunity to?
Map space, particular places, and confidence. If you want 3 reasons. Though I guess the first 2 are the same reason.
What I think it is like the last time I believe they were in the second half, they were on that attack. They had a pretty good lead, so they didn't feel like the need was there to go for the multi straight away. Maybe it's more like, if you can start off with it, you'll start off with it. But if you do not need to bring it on your second half because you have a confident lead, you might not want to bring it to basically make sure it will not be banned in the next match where you might want to utilize it. It might be that kind of, you know, mental gameplay that they're using.
I mean, I guess that's a way. Obviously, it was the 6th pick bait. I cited it as potentially being to battle against the Clash, but you never really know in this situation. And a shield meets a shield. Often you'll see a team ban the pair, as we saw earlier today. But Black Ray on the brown stairs is going to be the first under a huge amount of pressure. There's the Monty, reveals the game, reveals the plan, and reveals the nature of how this might go down. But it's actually Anaton that takes off Hysterics first of all, opens this up into the favor across the top as they try and get a lockdown on Study. They can't quite find it and can't quite make it, and they can't quite get brown stairs either. The body is just applying so much pressure. They want to swing, the barb is stopping them, and Monty is just showing up. There's the Lesion. I said it's going to be the battle back against the man mountain himself, but they can't quite find any grip or any salve as they keep slipping further and further back, and the Monty is relentlessly hunting the Jaeger.
Just pushing them back and putting all the pressure down. Jordan holding that Monty shield as a portable mirror window, really. And soon they will be trying to challenge that mirror. And as I say, the Anaton gets picked up. It's the mirror gone by the Monty support. And Jordan able to get that kill. Opening up a bit above now to allow the Monty to actually step through, as he wasn't able to before. Still doesn't seem to be able to completely fit through. It's a little bit piece of boarding still out there. However, someone in 90, drone will be deployed. It's a flank cam that will be watched. The C4 comes in onto Speakeasy. That is going to be bringing things back in favor of Cyclops here, but that Monty is still pushing, and there's still 2 guns to try and back him up.
Well, those Lesions are consistently battering and pattering at the feet. They're concerned about the swing onto 90 down long. It's about to come. They're dancing with it, and the call will come that Monty's inside. There's the information gathering jiggle, and there's the response of a gun, but Isera finds Suzu C. In the meantime, Jordan has dug his way in behind Monty now, but can't quite catch Gadarada, who is on down long and is able to catch him himself. With only 15 seconds, they have to try and capitalize and get this diffuser down, but the Mozzie's still striking, and now it only leaves the Monty left. The man, Mountain, has been, well, shot in the face.
The Mountain taken out, the round go up to Cyclops. We're playing on Villa, of course, it's a defense-sided map. But the Monty was being, the pressure was lay. Of course, as you said, there was no smoke to deal with it as it got banned out by Giants. And when you see the smoke being banned, you know that Monty is going to get played. And that's exactly what they did. The question is, will Lunar dance around the fact now, or is it going to be 6 picking back onto it?
Well, the first round's gone, and it's trophy statuary. Are you building a little bit of...
Yeah, building the tension. Is he going to do it? Doesn't seem like it because he locked in. Unfortunate.
The only one who hasn't? Well,
No,
swaps to a Jaeger. Similar stories, different styles. Set yourself up, burn ADSs. I think it's a wiser move for now because what you often see on this site is a lot of quick burn, especially if you're doing an extended hold towards walking. And you also see a lot of the same kind of pressure applied to Astro. At the same time, if you're looking at Giants, they apply pressure quickly. Look at how fast Monty was trying to move over the shoulder with the flashes coming in behind. Wamai is very powerful the longer he is left alive, sure, and can be a bit of a counteract with a very good gun. But Jaeger, if you're expecting a quick assault that comes sharp, you kind of need as much burn as possible. So for me, between the pair, that's probably a smoother selection. Either way, it's worth noting that 2 names that I think might show up this time. Suzu C is probably the big one for me. Out of all the times that he's played against Giants, he's always been top of the board. And apart from one game where he was second, he is the only one really that keeps putting in a consistently good game against them too. You've otherwise had Gadarada will have 1 good game and 2 bad. Anaton, Black Ray as well. It's just this kind of hit and miss for some of the other players against Giants. But statistically, Suzu C is the one that always seems to put Giants into a bit of a good challenge.
Talking about the challenge, Giants already 1 round down. Not really the way how they would like to start off their matchup, and really quick bottom floor control being taken here by Giants, I have to say, as Jordan already deep inside that kitchen droning out. The rest of it now, the Gadarada is actually all the way in the basement. I believe he might have gotten droned out by Jordan, not quite sure, as the drone is being recovered, going all the way back up near the Astro stairs. Gadarada gets the first kill. It's Hysteric's to fall. One of the big fraggers on the likes of Giants is not going to be able to make an impact anymore this round. With 1 minute past, there's still plenty to do here for Giants with little time.
Trying to get this mirror from underneath, and they're struggling to quite hit the mark. It's being pinged. The Z pings and 4 pings are plenty, but you kind of need to hit it a little bit tighter, and Anaton is so far survived. Oh, okay, nope, there he goes. Speakeasy has just decided to push into sight. This is what I mean, Giants. They see opportunity and they take it, but look at the response that has to come now from Cyclops. There's one behind, but the other 3 are pushing from the same angle across the top floor, and they're being caught one at a time. Speakeasy finds the double and puts himself into a positive situation. Blackray waiting, might not know the rotation that's about to come up the stairs, but they'll give a bit of the game away. The diffuser goes down too, and now they've got the Nomad in the middle, has to push and apply the pressure, but they're caught. Ysera from long gets the second too, and this is blow for blow between the pair of them, but now, a minute on and a 2 versus 1, Ayagator has doubled himself up inside the site. They have some internal control yet again. They've retaken some, but they don't catch the man getting the diffuser. A very important moment where they could have got someone with their tail between the legs and could have been an opening kill. There is another opportunity slipping through the SMG's hand. Doesn't have the C4, has to take the fight, gets 1. But in a 2 versus 1, well, Giants just scraped through.
Very well played there from Ysera, using that mirror window, able to put up some cover there for the member that was in sight, and that is why you open it up from below. And it's also a bit of the, well, fear you'll have as the defense. You're putting up these mirror windows, and if you lose them, they are going to be working like basically an X-Kairos. Because it's going to be opening up the same size. And that means that, as everybody leaves, we are going back to our faces. Hello.
Hello.
To talk about these 2 rounds we've just had. Hope you've had a wonderful time, because we definitely do. And we're gonna just stall it out just a little bit longer, because we're this far ahead on schedule that, you know, it cannot be that we're not going to the Bravo channel right before.
Sometimes we have quick games. Well, we haven't made the announcement. I've noticed it's always, because you and I do the last game. So we're always the ones that get moved on to the Bravo channel. Conspiracy? Probably not, no. But I'm going to say that there is. Anyway, the first 2 rounds that we've seen, obviously, if that kill had gone the other way, especially the first one as the man escaped from Astro background to kitchen and got the diffuser, if he had been a little bit more attentive on there, sure, there's the worry of the mirror window, which is why he didn't push as hard as he could have, that kill would have secured them the round. It's a little moment that could have given Cyclops a round, sure, and it was close, but it does raise a couple of questions about the hold, because it shouldn't have been that easy for Nomad to just see real estate and go, oh, I'm in the site now and I've got a double kill.
That's the thing, like, you don't expect someone to just run up on the site like that, but when you realize there's basically only just 1 person on the actual site, why not do it? If you're going to be feeling confident about your gun skill there and you're already a man down because Hysterics dropped early, why not bring it back and take site control with it? Because that's exactly what they did. Ysera then came, had the cover as 1 man was in Astro, managed to pick up the kill onto that diffuser. And then they knew, alright, 1 is in Astro, it's probably going to be pushing up to the door, so we hold it from the mirror window with the hole we managed to create from below, shut him down, watch back into trophy, and that's how you get a double kill, and suddenly you win the round on the back of it.
That's it, and it's the pace that I think Giants are going to keep applying towards the defenses of Cyclops, and if they get caught a little bit adrift, they will get pushed further out to sea. It was something that we saw then as they tried to rotate background. Suzy C was taken care of, cross split, and from then on it just seemed like Giants had this hold, had solidity. They opened themselves a window, both in the metaphorical sense and in the literal sense, where they opened a mirror window and then used it as a reverse hold across the rest of the site. It didn't have any support that it otherwise could have had from another body potentially playing towards the trophy side or potentially towards Split itself. They had done a huge extension, which doesn't really work when you know the team is a quick-paced team. They saw an advantage and they entirely struck.
They saw and they struck hard and they managed to find gold, and The idea is here to, of course, find more gold. Giants want to continue their streak out of the 17 games they have played. Or is it 18 now? No, it's still 17 games they have played. They're up onto their 18th now. They only lost 1 in the regular season, and they're looking to keep it that way, just to keep up that win-loss ratio that we often talk about. They're important, the losses as well for your opponents, and well, Giants so far is the team to beat consistently, and who else than Cyclops to currently try and attempt that, because they have been on an absolute roll as well. After they got 7-0'd by Fnatic, they went on the comeback. They improved so much from that day on.
Yeah, it's always the improvement that you've got to try and look towards. You have to cite where a team can be built and where they can find a little bit more solidity. I think this break might be something that benefits them a little bit, because Cyclops, for me, were having things slip between their fingers too much. There's good responses. We saw it on Long on the first hold on Villa, where they very quickly and instantly realized where the push was going to come from, realized what they could take out of the attack, and they did just that. It came down to some trades, but again, you look at how the Monty was able to just push and push and push, and for me, I think what's slightly missing here is the support structure that should come in from behind the players and behind the ones that are under the stress, because okay, the Monty was the 6th pick. It was a bit of a surprise, but that's twice in a row we've seen a complete lack of support structure for your kind of either the main hold or the core hold that's stopping the approach, whether it is on Brown Stairs, which is the common first push for a lot of teams, or whether it is on that bedroom side, which is the common push for a lot of trophy statuary attacks. There wasn't anything else really bolstering it. It was quick and easy to shut down.
It's quick and easy to shut down, indeed, and that is really the thing here. Either you succeed in these, because it's like when you're fighting a 2-on-4 on site, for example. Either you're going to be able to come in huge and manage to shut down 1, 2, maybe even 3 players as they push in, because you want to be a bit quicker. Because that is the name of the game, right? You're trying to overrun them, and you're not going to be overrunning them by crouch walking and holding your alt button to move slowly and steadily when you're moving in. No, you need to put some pace behind it. But that allows for mistakes to happen as well. And like, if you manage to shut down and do these mistakes, you're going to be able to win the round. If you don't, then suddenly you're playing a reverse game, which is basically a post-plant, after-plant situation.
Yeah, and obviously when you're looking at how they're setting themselves up, it's something where, as I said, the break might be good for them. They might be able to get a hold of themselves, because Giants have come in, well, as the Giants do, firing on all cylinders and applying the pressure that they know that they can. Sometimes they don't quite do it until the dying throws, as we saw before, but in the guise of Giants and in the guise of what they're capable of, this is them not messing around. They know Cyclops are a very competitive team, and they want to make sure that they assert themselves. We'll be back in the game very shortly. Obviously, it was just a very quick rehost that maybe even took me a little by surprise if you saw me try and fall back down to my chair and not get caught out by production again. What happens to all of us. I mean, I got caught up a couple of times as well, you know, looking over to my second screen trying to get some extra stats in. But hey, look at that, Monty coming out again as we're going to trophy statuary. It'd be 6 picked out as it's not Lunar on the Monty, so it would be kind of weird to see that happen. There you go. It's instantly gone. It's basically a telltale sign, but of course they don't see who picks Monty and whatnot. They just see the operators. So, IQ coming in. And the lineups are confirmed. We are going back for yet another defense and trophy stat. And let's see whether or not Cyclops will be able to win it this time around. And as we get back in, I guess I'm curious to see if they do reassert themselves and apply more of themselves to the site. Because, okay, it's always the question, always the breakdown and idea of what was the difference maker last time? What was the situation where we have a look at how they took control, and do we feel like we need to put an adequate response in? Do we feel like what was missing was our fault and we need to have an instant reply, or not? Either way, you know, you're looking at a situation where they're able to, I guess, fill in some of the cracks previously nailed into them by Giants.
Well, the thing is, right, you do not necessarily need to bring different operators to fill the cracks that you managed to find out. What you could do as well is just rotate back a little bit earlier. Or just don't take a gunfight on some spots, or, well, do not bring the mirror window, which then comes back to that operator point. There's multiple ways to adapt to what happened. And they did. There's no mirror. That hole will not be opened up for free now. That means that Giants needs to use their Heart Breach Lunar to open up a line of sight if they want to be using that again.
Well, the C4 swung and the Valkyrie cams are popping off. Valkyrie was an operator where we saw, obviously Giants and Orengo play on this map before, that became a big burst and boon for a lot of the teams. The confidence that it could apply to them was kind of meteoric in some of the cases. And here, obviously early days for Gadarada to start throwing those cameras out, but I guess we'll see if it causes any problems later on down the line. Quick pace from underneath is the same way that they applied this before. Getting all the electronics, IQ does the business and finds very little struggle, I say, as they find a little bit of struggle trying to get the last camera and last bit of intel. No,
Are you stuck on repeat? Because Ysera definitely is.
Yeah, they're trying to throw it back, but not in the good way. Well, on the top floor, Luna is making his way through the bathroom and getting this cleared off, and Hysterics, unfortunately, has left the building.
That's quite unfortunate, but I mean, the last time around it was also an entry frag onto Hysterics, right? So nothing really changed except for the fact that this time there was no gunfight necessary, and as I say that, as soon as C gets tagged up, he just does have no clue where it actually came from, as he saw the wall being opened up, but there was no way someone was ready at that point. And this will be having to live with half HP, taking a bit of damage. But this time the side presence is way more. We have one in Esther, we have two right here in Trophy. And Jordan is about ready to blow up a shield from below, as Black Grey will be getting a lot of damage dealt to him as the desk gets blown away underneath him. That means no more cover. Luna picks up on that kill. Very good Ash charge there. Removes the entire point of cover that you might want to use.
Well, Jordan is trying to make their way up, but Gadarada on their own could cause some pretty big problems later on down the line. It does seem like Cyclops had way more of an idea of how to stop the approach here, and obviously they've had to play against the attack here with one less body, but there's almost a catch from beneath. No C4, but enough to put a bit of fear into them. Ysera is trying to close down and catch them out on the roam. There it is. There's the gunfight, and there is almost a victor, but the diffuser's going down on the second story. Finally wins it out, and look at the threads of blue. There is one catch against the Giants, but it is not the diffuser planter, which could have been the round win. Hysterics shows up just to get a little bit of the success and say, I was here, guys. I'm part of the round win too. But they haven't got the round win guaranteed. Oh, there it is. Giants. 2 in a row, 2 different takes, both successful.
Both successful indeed, and that means Cyclops is not going to be going back to this site now, even though it's still open for them. We'll probably be opting to go for the AVGs again, as they will be unlocked. The question is, if they win that, where do they go next? Are they going back to Trophy Stat Tree, or are they going Kitchen? Maybe even Library, because we see it being played more and more. Might be something that is worth exploring if you have played it, if you have practiced it, that is.
2-1 Giants, and obviously if we're looking at, as you said, the practice and the ability of how it can kind of come together, we look at, I guess, the possibility of growth here. Now, there's been changes. No Monty, no Shield, no Clash potential as well. Obviously, for me, that was a bit of a response, because Monty had success. It's just the people behind him, unfortunately, didn't have the ability to cross the cover that needs to be done. I guess it's one of the things as well. I want to see more Monty. Maybe it'll just be something we see if we go back up to the top floor. Maybe that will give a bit of a game away, because I also think Clash could have some potential here as well. It could stop and stem what Giants are trying to achieve here in the hands of Cyclops. They're very good gunners, sure. Cyclops are so good and so quick when they need to be, but yeah, it was a bait and play when you played upstairs or on AVG. You're now on a different side, obviously. You're now in a different situation that you've generally still reinforcing and ignoring. Anaton's underneath. I'm a little bit curious.
A little bit curious as a spawn peek will be attempted, however the spot already comes true.
3 of them.
Repeat comes in with no, it's 2 of them. Just 2 of them.
Oh.
I think. Yeah, I think it was 2 of them. But if it was 3, that's a madman move. They kept on getting spotted, being like, "Hey, we're here. You can come and watch us." As the camera got thrown out, the Valkyrie camera, I'll be giving away some information if people will be coming up on the balcony or even on the side to potentially rappel up onto that northern window that we all know and love. Oh, ran out. are we going to see him jump down? Because Ash is not going to be coming up. He will definitely have to jump down. C4 comes in. There comes the second kill. Black Gray able to follow up on it. And that means a double kill for Cyclops. So start of this round as Giants lose 2 members really early on.
Catarata wants to swing on the close corners fight here and try and take care of the body on the top of landing, but gets caught in the middle. Hysterics does find a bit of revenge there, but Anaton is quick to pick up the trade, and look at this, one more for the tally. Suddenly Giants were taking advantage of. I said we can see quick and good aggressive gunfire from CAG, and here it is, full demonstration, caught running with the air jabs, catching anyone that gets a little bit too close. They don't have to apply the pressure. The books of Cyclops just kind of want to.
Want to end this round, want to assert their dominance over Giants right now in this round as they manage to fight themselves up to a 1v4 situation. And that means Cyclops have everything to lose in this round. Giants doesn't have to be afraid that much because the round basically would be considered lost in this case anyway. Probably gets a call from a teammate. As you saw him shake his head like, I agree. Might be to use this as a sort of tactical timeout. As he's going all the way up to the roof with a minute to go. And let's see. Or he's going to... Is it going to Assassin's Creed it? That could also be the case.
He's just having... Oh, look at that. He's just getting some sights.
He's definitely synchronizing right now.
If you wish to visit Villa, you can have a look at our scenic scenery. Across the sweeping mountains, bury yourself in a lovely villa.
This is also a momentum breaker, by the way, because you just, you know, that they managed to go so well in these first 2 minutes, and Speakeasy managed to stay alive. He's just gonna break the momentum now. He's just gonna have a bit of downtime for 2 minutes. There's nothing they can do except for running around, sitting still, trying to find out where he is, panic a bit about it.
Enjoy.
And all Speakeasy's doing is just enjoying the scene.
Enjoy the vinery. Escape for a weekend to Villa. Have a good time. Oh no, look out, there's someone trying to shoot you! Oh no! They finally found
I would like to stay in.
No. 1-star Airbnb, I was shot as I was on the roof. A woman appeared and shot me.
MPX, after having cameras outside, they were spying on me the entire time.
They were watching me. 2 stars. The scenery was very lovely. 2-2! AVG, we head back to the place where it all kind of started. Okay, I was wrong. I'm happy to admit it. I'll hold my hands up when I said I'd like to see more Clash across the board. They didn't need it because they went, no, we're great gunners. Let's do some great gunning. But okay, I put my hands back down. Monty's back on the board. I was half right because I do enjoy the success that Monty had, and I do think there's more possibility. Maybe it's just the way they like to take AVG. Either way, he is effective. He's good. He's powerful. He's quick. He just didn't quite have anything behind him. I think that in a weird way, Giants were maybe taken a little bit by surprise by how much ground was offered up to them, because originally they lent with the Ash behind the Monty, and then Legion went and then kept going, and Monty kept going, and whether Monty was supposed to or not, he was suddenly breaking down the door of sight. They hadn't secured long. They hadn't got the body out the opposite side. They didn't really need to go that deep, and the overextension in a weird way cost them because there was no one to truly support them. Now, obviously, they're probably going to look to do the same thing, but hopefully they have a little bit more attention paid. One body onto that 90 window and one person causing trouble, maybe from the back as well, or maybe from landing and red stairs, for me, might have been the difference there between a success or a failure for Giants.
And now we have to hope that the Monty will be a bit more successful, as it's a very intriguing setup we see here on the mirror window. We see a soft window being used on the left, rather than a reinforcement that you see on the right next to it. And you're like, why would that be the case? Now, this allows you to just shoot over or throw over a C4, for example, because if you're reinforcing it, that's not going to be possible. And it might make the angle a little bit awkward if you want to be tossing over a C4 into the default plant spots, for example. You might overextend yourselves too much, which leaves you vulnerable to potential gunfire. So that could be the reason behind it. Not completely sure, of course. The only thing we can do is guess, as Black Gray is waiting on the brown stairs, hoping for someone to push. As long as no drones will be going up first, surely nobody will follow, unless it is, of course, that big, giant mountain of a shield is being played by Lunar, is looking to make an impact himself. And repelling in is not really something you like to do as a Monty because it leaves you vulnerable out with just a pistol and no shield on your back.
Hysterics creeping the way along this top floor. As we saw before, and as I said, the problem started to come from them not really getting control of 90 and from long. Here it seems like they want to do that with a little bit more pace. Luna is the first to struggle from potentially above, or no, it's just someone luckily swinging from brown stairs. They were able to get the angle on a Monty, so a little bit of a slip up by the man who should be pretty fearless against a single target in that situation. Now he creeps up the stairs, sees one. They're pre-firing every possibility, but they've realized they need to dip out of there. They cannot hold their own against this man. Legion's nowhere close this time round either. I think that's where the Monty suffered from before. Susie C with the up-down angles, and Anaton with the straight line takes care of Speakeasy.
It's a good start here. You're losing out on that Gnome. I'd hope that the air jets have been deployed, but look at Hysterics. He's still waiting to go for a back take right here. He's just holding inside the trophy, waiting for the moment for Lunar to say, okay, this is the time you can come in and strike. However, you have to be careful because Black Ray is still on those red stairs. You have Gadarada that is playing on the top of 90. And either of those two will have to die for him to be successful in his take. And right here, you see those mirror windows. Not going to be able to be challenged as Hysterics picks up on the first kill. Black Ray's about to peek in. Is going to be able to get the trade, however. And that means that there's still pressure coming down from the back of the 90 side. Luna will go down to Susan C. A pre-fire comes in. Ysera responds, but he's not going to be able to find a second one. And Susan C will be able to clear it up. Finds the last 2 kills. And Cyclops win yet another round on defense as they put themselves up 3-2. You have an opportunity here to push to the 4-2 mark, because otherwise Giants will take it. And if that happens, then Giants might be able to walk away with it on the defense.
Gotta compliment Cyclops on how much they've stepped up their cover game now. We've seen it a couple of times where they've been so much quicker to respond to the problems that each other are suffering and so much more lively and ready. We saw it there as they got the kill on landing and realized where the push was. The Jaeger moved in to fill the spot on the red stairs so it could free up the Legion to rotate round to 90, and they still had the body in between as well of Suzu C, so they set themselves up with a fresh net before problems hit. And it's leading to these very quick, intense gunfights where they still seem to have another gun in another position to lead it. If you are the last man standing in an eye for an eye fight, sure, you are maybe hurt and you've watched all your friends die, but at least you're alive and at least you get the point. And this is what previously Cyclops were missing out on. Now, they seem to be much more aware and attentive, so they need to move first. They cannot let Giants carry any momentum or really have that control. They have to be that one step first.
Giant need to take control here. If they don't, they will be facing a 4-2 split for Cyclops, which is of course what you're aiming for on the defense, and anything more than that. That means that Giants needs to put up a pretty solid defense. So Lunar has a pretty interesting drone, kind of wondering where that's actually located, because he's going to be able to get a lot of sound from that one. Try and realize how many people are. Look, this is right behind. Is that what is that? Is that the sink?
I think it's
I'm trying to find out what it is.
I think it's a pan.
It could be a pan as well. Yeah, it's a pan. Okay, I see the handle now.
Milosh is fuming right now.
I'm sorry, Milosh.
Are you a good cook? Are you a...
I'm not really a good cook.
No, neither am I.
A couple of things, and that's it.
I struggle. I struggle in a kitchen.
I mean,
terrible.
I can go further than eggs on toast.
Well, that's the limits of Geo.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I can do more than that. So that's at least something, right?
I mean, not to Milosh, who's fuming right now and already prepping some meals that you need to learn how to cook. Either way, well, Hysterics is cooked. Gadarada, quick on the strike, and Anaton, quick to get out of there as he filters past the landing window that was obviously under much more intense pressure than he believed it was. Almost an unfortunate catch and rotation punished, but look at this. Gadarada now, he's got the opener, he's free to stay alive, finds the drone behind the pan / whatever, and is looking to try and keep himself alive and causing problems. Gator is here, 2 C4s are now beneath the site as well, something you can't ignore, because if Giants do, well, they're going to probably get blown up. twice. They are heading upstairs, though. They're making sure they have control of landing. They've got the air jabs to allow themselves just some limitations on the rotation Cyclops can make upstairs, but with another body going down, Lunar Metal, it's up to Speakeasy, who yet again has found himself in the site, but only with half the success he had before. Suddenly a 4 versus 2. Split becomes a bit of a back and forth, and we hear the first C4 go, as well as an air jab. They are trying to collapse back up the red stairs. They don't need to, though, as they have an execution prepared, like a guillotine that drops from below. Somehow it cuts the head off the man and every other bit. 2 guns fervently firing, and Ysera, the only one left in a 1 versus 4. Cyclops, they wait. They know Ysera has to come to them. They know they still have a C4 underneath. Anaton is going to be the first to have a little bit of energy. Creeps around and tries to get a better angle on the door. He's lying down, and there's the first that goes their way, but it gives the game away. Looks towards the immediate on Split, and it does catch him. But it was only really a matter of time.
Very well played here by Cyclops, able to just let them walk into the site like they keep on doing, but it was a trap this time around. They shut them down as they went, and, well, as you said, the guillotine from below came through. I like how, by the way, we're always ending up with execution devices.
You know?
The guillotine often makes an appearance into our casts.
It does. It does.
Maybe it's because Villa. Maybe there's one in the actual basement. I'm not sure. Could be.
Is there a map set in France? I should know this, but I'm going to ask.
I think there is. I am not sure which one, though. You know what? I'll find out.
Okay. Are you going to ask Reaper again? So if you saw our cast earlier, we had a question for Reaper, and Hap did ask, and Reaper actually went into the game and tested it. And found out that, yeah, the theory was correct. What a guy. What a hero.
Chalet is in France.
Chalet is in France. Okay.
Yeah, it's in... okay. I think... I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation, but it's
Courchevel. Sounds...
Courchevel.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna write it down, and then our production can say if I said it well or not.
I'm sure they're already laughing at you, as they were me.
Probably they are. I mean, you said something completely different.
Yeah, we're the worst chefs and the worst at languages. Actually, no, wait, Jess and Des, can they speak?
Is double fuming now.
Milosh is so mad at us. He's going to be triple fuming soon. Hey, 4-2.
For Milosh.
4-2 is where we find our split. 4-2, which is a standard Villa, and 4-2, a bit of a surprise to us all. I don't think any of us expected it to go this way earlier on, and seemingly things have started to swing a little bit more into the favor of Cyclops. As I said, they seem to come back re-energized and revitalized and much more focused on what Giants want to apply. The dance around the window, though, is a bit of a dangerous one, and Anaton, you shouldn't really be doing that. You are the hard destruction and the man with the diffuser. Please do not risk your life. Hey, there's a clash. I talked about what she could do on this site, and it's good to see a bit of a demonstration. Ysera is the one that's going to try and lock down here on 90. Sometimes, often, there will be an ADS to support, and you hope Jordan's put it down already, seeing as he's the first body off the board. CAG, they're still applying the same pace of pressure they wanted to on their defense. In a strange way, they have not slowed down. They've already taken over the bedroom side, and they're already trying to take over everything else on this top floor so they can try and collapse around landing, around long corridor, and against the site itself.
Fortunately lost out on the first player yet. This is a play we've seen before, actually, the way how the clash is setting up here. I believe it was a game with BDS in it. Not sure if it was actually BDS that took it or not. But hey, it is Giants that will be falling back with the shield now as they realize pressure from the 90 window might be coming in soon. And that is, of course, the big demise of that setup. As Black Ray will be joining the likes. Okay, I was going to say, is that airship going to get caught up by the Wamai disc? Because that would actually allow the Ash to continue pushing through, get that shield, but it was taken down on the actual archway before that. So it's not going to get caught up by the Wamai. And that means if Black Ray would have any charges left, which he doesn't, he would be able to take out that shield. So it's not going to happen now. That means they're going to be able to, or not going to be able to push it as confidently as they would. But hey, they're still in a man advantage. There's 40 seconds left, however. They need to start pushing.
They're looking for the angle. They open into the wall itself, but with Clash playing now inside the vault, they just have that cover and they're able to manipulate it side to side. Ysera is actually going to see if they can... Oh no, they went to try and stop the explosives, but got caught by the cover at least. There's something back in their favor, but Giants are steadily having this slip between them. There's the same cover, Aniton! I said don't peek windows until you've used your devices. He does, and then he gets kills through them. Post-plant situation, Luna and Hysterics in a 4 versus 2, and they are on the back foot trying to reclaim the site they've lost. There's a man behind you. He's going to swing in a second, but it's hard to get control of. Gatorada is waiting for the momentum as they allow everybody else, but swings too early. There's quick kills, though. Cyclops, the first attack is theirs.
It's a very good start here for them as they look to be the second team to be putting up a potential loss here against Giants so far, because it's 5-on-2. And that means 2 more rounds and Cyclops will be able to take the win down here. Giants, they need to make sure that they win everything from here on forward if they do not want to go to overtime or if they do not want another loss on their name. It's going to be really hard for them because Cyclops is playing a really strong game so far.
Gotta give credit to the pace Cyclops are applying as well. Okay, there's moments, like I said at the beginning of the round, where maybe Aniton shouldn't have been the one finding the first firefight because of what he still has to do. And those hard destruction holes became the way that they took the site in the end and got a couple of kills through them. So, you know, that's why you try and hold on your life. But at the same time, the pace and aggression Cyclops applied towards the clear on the top floor on the opposite side, the way they shut down a lot of what Giants wanted to do that quickly, well, the feed has frozen.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's I
got you.
I get caught off.
Production, you serious?
Sit down.
You serious, production? You gonna do me like that? Couldn't give me just a couple more. The screen was frozen. There's no bad thing about keeping it. You know what? All right. Is this because Hap messed up French and we can't cook? I knew it.
I mean, they just gave me the way how to say it. I think it is Courchevel, but I'm not sure.
Not gonna
please
try.
Please confirm, please.
Not gonna try. A break in the momentum. Now I'm assuming
Bruno.
He's not. He's ignoring us now. I'm assuming, though I could be wrong about this, that the players are still playing the round out. And that this is just a crash on our observer end. So we'll be getting back in, which means that the momentum hasn't been broken up, which for, I guess, Cyclops is a good thing. The last momentum break led very well into their favor. They kept on pushing and kept on applying and applying and applying, and they don't want to stop that roll. Giants, however, can't seem to find the purchase that they had in the first 2 rounds. Their attacks at the very beginning of the game were so quick and aggressive, and they saw gaps and they attacked. Now they're looking a little bit off to the side, and they're unfortunately being taken adrift and pushed away by the pace of Cyclops.
You are being pushed away, indeed, a little bit at least. Because Cyclops is able to respond to whatever is being brought. The Monty, no problem. We're just setting up crossfires and take him down as we go. Just by either hiding someone deep in a corner that is probably not going to get checked, or by taking out every single piece of support that he had around him. So the Monty not really posing a threat, really. The Clash also not really did something that was, you know, something to write home about, because they just avoid it. They just don't play against it. Like, all right, Clash is there, we go there. Like, that's how simple it is. Like, you just do something else. And, well, Cyclops able to pick up that 5th round. They get a plant in quite quickly with quite some members of the defense alive, and they weren't able to do anything about it in that time.
Now, it's been quite a quick day, and as we're finding out from production, they're just finding out if they can get back into the game, but the round will still be progressing. So we'll either come back in as a 5-3 or a 6-2, and honestly, I think if it's a 6-2, you've got to look at Giants, and you've got to think, how can they stop what is being done so far on that first attack? Because it was so vicious and quick from the guns of Cyclops that are happy to swing in and step onto any firefight, be it one that they should take or probably should leave for someone else.
Who was it today that was taking literally every gunfight again?
in the
So
game
Q confirm?
we cast earlier. Yeah, Q confirm.
The games we had before, yeah.
Yeah, Q confirm.
Swing everything. Like, that's not really the case here. Not everything is being swung, but they're bringing the aggression where it's necessary. They're not being forced back and shepherded like what happens when a multi comes onto board. No, they go and challenge it to try and force it to fall back, to try and make sure that they're not feeling confident moving in. And because of that, the multi did not really work. And how much we've praised Lunar for it, we have to praise, right now, give more praise to the actual defense by saying, like, you're not passing us, we're not being afraid of you. You have to make sure that you earn our respect here, rather than just trying to push us away into scaredness, rather.
That's it. There's always the fear, there's always the possibility, and there's always a bit of trepidation when you're a big team and you start being taken by surprise by someone that is so quick and vicious. It's almost the tougher answer, because you know that you're all built on exceptional gun skill, but expectation can be, unfortunately, a two-edged sword. And if you're not quite living it up to it when you know what you're capable of, it comes to this moment of, this is a bit of a morale beater. Not one that will be all and end all. I know the Giants, and I know that they're desperate to get themselves back into the final and retake a crown that could have very easily been theirs after the performances that they'd put in the season. But either way, it's still, sometimes you get a little bit of a beating and a little bit of a scrap, and sometimes it's hard to reevaluate and reformulate yourself into that.
It is, and of course you have to remember as well, Giants is basically the one team that is secure to be top 3 at the end of this year, and is basically safe for the major as well if they manage to get maybe one more win in. Not really sure how that one fares, but at that point you might be letting your guard slack a little bit. You're going to be able to be pushed out earlier by teams who still have a lot to fight for, because I don't want to say that, but like, your motivation levels might drop a bit. You're not going to be as sharp as you used to be. But then you're looking at the game and you see Ysera jump in and getting flicked left, right, and center, and still it's not enough to keep Giants in the game in a very competitive spirit right here. So far, Cyclops is actually actively outdoing them, outgunning them. And Giants, they need to find a response. They need to find a way to shut down Cyclops, and they need to do it fast, because this round is still going on. If this is being won by Cyclops, suddenly we're finding ourselves on that 6 mark. That means that we are about to, probably go to a match point. Or Giants is going to get closer if they win this. It's like either of the two.
We'll know when we know. Unfortunately, I don't know if I don't know if there's an admin that can provide a result as production get themselves in. They have to remake the game, unfortunately, so we haven't been able to just slip back in. We'll hopefully have the score soon. Just waiting for an admin to be able to feed that sweet, good result into our ears so we can update you guys.
That information.
But we, unfortunately, Statman doesn't have every stat. We sometimes need to request
No, not
stats.
everything. If I don't have it on my screen, I do not have the stat. And unfortunately, the game is not on my screen right now, so I cannot give you the stats of it.
It's a sad day when Statman's without
It's a
stats.
sad day. It's a statistic, though, what their score is.
I guess it'll allow you to build statistics. So I got like a D in maths. I didn't do well. I'm not a maths person.
Oh, you're working with letters. What's that in
numbers?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is that like a 6?
Out of how many?
Is it like a pass or a fail? Is it a pass or a fail?
It's a pass, but it's not a great pass. It's like you land.
Okay, so from what is a pass? Like, what's the minimum for a pass? The minimum letter?
I don't like probably a D.
All right.
Listen,
so then that's
I'm not a maths
like,
person.
Okay.
Okay. I
just need to find out where you were on the skill. All right? Because we don't
English
work with
language
letters.
and literature, and I do drama and music. I'm that person. Okay. But either way, it's whatever the precursor is used to make stats, and either way, we still haven't gotten it. So we'll let you know when we know. But they are remaking the lobby, so I guess at that point we legally have to know, unless they somehow blur the screen and break the UI. Either way, at least there's a break for Giants, and that's something that cannot be overstated, because whether we come in at a 5-3 or a 6-2, Giants need a moment. They need to be able to catch their breath and, if anything, take a little bit out of the wind of the sails of Cyclops, because even if they've lost that previous round, they're still probably quite aggressive, quite clawing, and quite consistent.
Yeah, and Cyclops is probably not going to be slowing down anytime soon, so Giants really need to find out what was going wrong. As we just got the score, it is going to be a 5-3. So Giants managed to win that round. That means they are on their comeback, or at least they have started it to try and win this this matchup within, of course, the original 12 rounds. The question is, can they keep it up? Can they get some more? Can they bring it back to 5-5 soon? Because that is, of course, what is important. Because if it's just one round now and you lose the next two, then it's over. It's over now. And that means that Giants needs to be on the top of the game for at least the next 3 rounds to secure themselves an overtime position, and preferably even 4 if they want to take a win here.
That's it. You're looking at how much they have to do and what else they have to try and pull themselves back into this kind of controlling hold that we know that they can do. The rounds that they took, it was convincingly them. And even the rounds either side, hey, we're back. Even the rounds either side were ones where they could have potentially taken it if 1 or 2 things had gone a little bit more their favor. The last few rounds we've seen, it's just seemed further and further out of their favor.
It did start to get out of their favor indeed. But hey, we're getting back at least a little bit as Giants managed to find themselves a 3rd round. The Clash will be 6 picked out now, no mute, 2 mute. See the Yana being removed and the Nomad will come back. And that means we have a little bit of a slightly different lineup compared to what we had before. So different strategies coming out, which is always the fun part of it all.
That is, I mean, yeah, that's a very fun part. I guess it depends who you ask.
Why?
Well, everyone's got their favorite bits of the game, you know?
Oh, okay, that's true. I was going to say, from a viewer perspective, I think it is fun if you get different kinds of strategy.
That's fair. It's a game of puzzles, a game of questions, and a game of trying to find answers. And the answer that Giants need right now is how they can bring something a little bit more to APG. This was obviously, I'm not going to say quickly taken or overrun by Cyclops, but it was pretty quickly and aggressively structurally destroyed by Cyclops. They wasted no time in getting themselves in, and that's what Jordan is looking to punish here. They've prepped themselves an angle and a run out and the ability to shoot anyone that gets a little bit too close. They're hoping, well, they're not hoping for that, let me say that much.
That's not really going to be helping them that much, because that means you're going to be losing out on your Jaeger as well, which is, of course, a key member to your setup and to your own potential, really. As the 416 is a great gun to use and a great gun to chip away the health points of these attackers. Losing that early on, of course, the ADSs will be deployed, so the impact the Jaeger has will still be there. But if Black Ray then picks up the kill into Speakeasy, that is going to be the Goyo gun as well. That is an operator that potentially has a C4 in hand. That is not going to be able to be used now, or, well, it might have gotten used, but didn't really have an impact.
Hysterics is looking to get closer and closer here. Might not know about the body that's just around the corner, though I think that's outside the room. It is. It was just looking like it could have been. Anaton is the one that's inside. There's Iagator as well that's trying to apply the pressure from the opposite side and almost does catch them, but the amount of drones that they threw at one man, well, it finally leads to success. Black Ray is the one to catch the kill, and, well, a 5 versus 1, and they've barely even gone towards the site.
It is the issue we have with Giants here, as they were just trying to refrag, trying to go more aggressive time and time and time again. As they lost one member, a new one took its place. They lost that one and Hysterics was suddenly there. And then, well, you find yourselves with just one member on the actual site. That is not going to be very helpful to you if you want to be winning that round and everybody keeps on getting shut down systematically. So now 3-on-6 is the score, and Cyclops need only one more of their attacks to be won if they want to be taking the win here. And it would be taking it against Giants, who have yet to be defeated in Stage 2, and it would be their second of 2020 in the regular season. So a pretty big achievement, if you ask me.
AVG, one more time, and, well, I really hope you got a plan B, or maybe even a plan C. Whatever plan that was, let's maybe take that page out of the book, at least against Cyclops, who were so good at responding. They're playing this aggressive game still, and there's just an unparalleled level of confidence in the way they're moving around this map right now. Black Gray, 3 kills that round.
Huge round from him. After the rehost, you see it there, 3-0. Of course, they only had 1 round so far. Gatorad and Anaton were the other 2 to pick up a kill, and only Lunar from Giants was able to find something, bringing us to that 1v4 situation we had in the end. Right now, we're moving into a potential final round, as Giants are behind. They're 3 match points behind, meaning they'll have to face overtime if they want to be able to win it here. But first, they need to actually fight to overtime, as Hysteric's there gets spotted out by 2 drones of A Gator and Black Gray. Both of them will stay put. There's only 1 drone has been taken down in the prep phase from Cyclops. It was Suzuki's drone that fell. And right now, Cyclops, who used their drone so well, will be able to use those pre-placed to hunt down any roamer very quickly.
Now they're looking to apply some pressure against, well, what they've suffered every single time. They haven't handed anybody over at the jaws of the windows as of yet. And the clear from Cyclops is still as pacey as it was before. Jordan has pulled himself a little bit closer towards landing, and he is now the first tip that they'll be able to bump against as he waits for anyone to swing in aggressively. They're hoping the drones start coming through too. There's one and it's caught, and Jordan's just going to pull out of there because you can hear the bullets are so quick to respond to those drones and so adept at finding the angles that lead to success. Suzuki and Black Gray twinning on the front here and going for the win as they've already found themselves stacked against the door. The worry this time is, though, they haven't been able to kill anyone.
Well, not yet, that is, as a shield gets spotted out. Black Gray moving to the bottom floor right now, hoping to potentially use an S charge from below to take it out, as it will be too much worries or issues to use it straight through the site. You might be, you know, losing your S charge due to a... Look at that Gatorada on his drone right there. Has to be very careful as Speakeasy was about to actually spot him there. Could have been a kill, but Speakeasy's going to be able to rotate back up without anybody putting any pressure. However, that allows the Ash of Black Gray to open up from below with the breaching rounds and take care of any shield that might be there.
Now, as they peer towards the brown stairs, where Speakeasy's pulled himself to a minute on the board. They've been able to force and shepherd the players of Giants, but haven't been able to catch any of them yet, which is something that they've been so adept at before. The bait here into Jordan is where they want to find the first gunfight, and they catch the legs of Gatorada, who almost fell for it, but is able to peel himself away before he suffers a worse fate. They believed Speakeasy was the closest to the punch, but Jordan was the one who was there ready to strike back. The C4 pops, nobody catches it, and more utility gets popped through. Caught by Wamai, though. The underneath play here, a Black Gray is going to strike first and takes care of Luna Metal, a big gun. The shotgun is off the board. The pressure's now going to come against the Vault as well. More shepherding, more pushing of the Giants players further and further back from the default plant spot.
See 3 people here inside of games. There's one on the brown stairs, and the one on the brown stairs might be the most important one, as Hysterics is waiting to call. All right, the plant's coming down now. Throw your C4, Speakeasy. But there's still 2 members right here. The smokes are coming down. We'll be forcing Jordan to actually not be able to contest that, but he will be able to get the kill, though, onto the brown stairs. A kill comes in, and there's the cover as well, as Anaton is able to provide that cover to Suzuki, who wanted to get that plant down, which successfully did go down. And that leaves us in a 4v2 after plant situation, with Jordan sneaking up on the back of 90. Ysira will go down. The pre-fire is there, and it's Cyclops that win the round and win the match as they get that, well, Frit will execute, really pinned down in the end. Purely on the back of the Ash, able to open it from below, destroy that shield, take out that 1 kill that was playing close with the shotgun, that was the mute, and then also remove the player out of Vault. It gave them so much space that they were able to go for the execute in the end. And Cyclops are taking the win, the 2nd loss of Giants in the regular season so far.
And that's a strange sentence for a team that otherwise went so perfectly unbeaten. You have to give compliments to Cyclops' game today. It was so good. The aggression, the momentum was unbelievably unstoppable. Everything Giants tried to do to keep a hand and a handle on anything that was otherwise slipping past them was, well, it was tough. Tough day for Giants, and another one that they can look back on and go, okay, we need to find some fire, because the Major is up soon. Before that, though, whoa, let's talk to Milosh and the gang.
Da 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 da!